Hello. Okay. Hello. I apologize, late again, but it looks like it's okay because no one else is here yet. So, that's fun. All right, I think I got everything together here. So, got a couple of fun 2 different holiday tutorials for you. So first of all, we have Thanksgiving coming. We definitely don't want to gloss over that. And we had someone stop in last week, and they were trying to kind of come up with something for their Thanksgiving table. They were having a what did she call it? A Friendsgiving, and she wanted to do something fun for her table, and so I kind of was chewing on it, and so a quick and easy thing to do if you're not all decked out for fall, and you know you don't want to commit to decking all out for fall, because let's face it, as soon as Thanksgiving's over, most people move on to Christmas. Hi, Jamie. And so a really easy one, you can use any kind of glass vessel. You can get some really cool like square or tall round ones like at Michael's and Hobby Lobby and that, and you can use your, I was looking at one at Michael's the other day, and I think it was $20, so with your, you know, a 40% off coupon, that's not bad. But I'm also a believer in using what you already have. So I had these glass, they're just the basic glass canisters from Target, and so I'm just going to take the lid off and I'm going to use it. And then I picked up some of these little pumpkins. And right now, some places are kind of clearing them out because Halloween's over, and so they don't want them. So you can pick up for good deals too, but just the little guys. So if you're just joining us and you don't know who I am Patty, co-owner of Rustic Redemption, a home decor gifts and antiques shop in Granite Falls, Washington. And we're also building an online community of women to support and encourage and creating beautiful homes and pursuing all those creative things. If you have a dream of a business or just pursuing that creative side of your life. So we're here to encourage that. So in the spirit of that, we're going to be doing a lot of fun tutorials like this going through the next few weeks. We're launching that group of women called the Barn Loft. That will be launching in January. And so this is kind of going to give you a little bit of a taste of some of the things we'll be doing in there. So we're doing this centerpiece. So I've just put these pumpkins in the jar. You could totally do just that. You could add some like acorns or gather some leaves outside and just kind of make a little statement. But another option, and I've got a couple different choices here, is again, free, gather outside, or you can go to a craft store and buy them. Just sticks, twigs, branches, and then just kind of arrange them amidst the little pumpkins. You can go taller or shorter. I think I have also, I picked up, so you could do just the pumpkins, or I also got some of these bumpy gourds. I think I'm just going to stick with the pumpkins for this, but I feel like it needs maybe it's just a personal preference thing. I'm gonna pull some of these back out so I can get this other pumpkin down in here. Nope, lies. We're just gonna go with that. So I'm just gonna kind of arrange these around the pumpkins. So it's just a very simple, I kind of feel like maybe a little bit of a throwback to, no, it's probably not a throwback to that first Thanksgiving, because I didn't have a glass jar probably, but just another option would be to put them all in the center and build the pumpkins around the outside. So that's just a super easy, simple, set it in the middle of your table. You could leave it like that, or if you want to embellish it a little bit, you could keep with the rustic theme. You could use, I've got a little bit of rope, some heavy burlap twine. I brought out this little pumpkin burlap. I feel like that might be maybe a little overkill. Another option is, you know, Thanksgiving is sometimes kind of that transitioning of the fun and more rustic side of fall, transitioning it into kind of that more elegant Christmas season. And you know, you sit down with all your family and friends. So I thought another route you could go would be, I pulled out this ribbon. You can kind of see it. It's got a little bit of shimmer and a little bit of gold to kind of dress it up a little bit, give it a little bit more of a less rustic and a little more elegant, especially if you're going to put it in the middle of your table. Just gives it a little bit more classy of a presence. So you could do something like that, but still very simple. So that's a super, super easy. Another is skip the vessel completely and just use those pumpkins. Even use sticks and leaves down the center of your table, along with, you know, some gourds or a little bit bigger pumpkins. Bury them. So really on the cheap and super easy, because you're already busy enough cooking that whole meal, right? You don't need more. Hi Donna, thanks for joining us. So that's just a super quick and easy Thanksgiving table. We all know that Christmas is right around the corner behind. And the thing about Christmas, I don't like to rush the season. Having a shop, you kind of have to get a little ahead. We're transitioning the whole shop over for Christmas. We will be transitioning that on this next week in time for our holiday kickoff on Friday. So we're a little ahead of Thanksgiving, but you also, if you're doing creative stuff at all, a lot of times that's a year-long thing. You're working on things, but it's a fun time of year to start making ornaments. It's a great way to add to your collection. Carve out some family time, or have your kids invite some friends over and let them have a fun time together doing something other than sitting in front of a screen. Or so we're going to start sharing. We've got a bunch of really fun ornament ideas, and we're going to start sharing those over the next few weeks. The first one that I wanted to show you tonight is called, you may have seen it, there's pictures floating around and there's a lot of different versions. Super easy to make. Is an I Spy ornament. We've all seen the little Find It games, the tubes that have the rice and all the little goodies hidden in there. And so I've got a couple different options here. I did one with rice, and I like the look of the rice. I like the way it moves around, but knowing that the rice makes it exponentially heavier. So you have to take that into account. This I did with the little mica snow. And it's a little, I would say this is a little more challenging. You definitely want to use brighter things, because some of the things that you can see in the rice, like the paper clip, and there's a straight pin in there. I've been turning this, and I'm not seeing it. So just know if you go for the lightweight route where you don't have to worry about the weight, that you want to make sure it's really bright colored things that you choose to put in there. But what you're going to do, and I had some glass ornaments that I just had on hand, and then I picked up, if you go to Dollar Tree, you could probably get them anywhere else too, but they're the plastic ones. And so you can get the smaller ones, 2 of them for $1, or 1 for $1 of the bigger ones. And especially because it's kind of a kid-oriented ornament, and you know, people are going to want to handle it and mess with it, I would kind of tend to lean towards this one. This one is glass. This was a really nice heavy-duty glass one, and this one is one of the thinner glass, but I think I would go with the plastic. So what you're going to do is gather up all kinds of little tiny things that will fit through this hole. That's the key. If it won't fit through the hole, I'm curious, could you grab me a penny? Because I think this one might be big enough you could put a penny in it, which is kind of fun. But I just went and gathered up a bunch of things, little tiny things, and that's kind of fun to go and think about what all kinds of things would fit in there. Curious, because this one does have a wider opening. Oh, look at that. So we're going to put a penny in that one. And a pom-pom. And a clothespin, little tiny clothespin. And these things, some of these things I had just around the house, or in the back room. And other things I've picked up. I've got some little, let's see if I can lay it where you can see it. So it's little stars, and it's also got some little sparkly stuff in it. This was called Ornament filler. I picked that up at the dollar store. So I guess my point is that you can do this with things you already have, or cheap. You don't have to spend a bunch of money. All the stores carry this kind of stuff, and a lot of sales going on this time of year. So I'm going to put, so this is a mix, so I want to make sure I get at least one of the big silver stars and one of the little gold ones. I've got some of these little pony beads. Add one of those in there. See, we already got the clothespin. Safety pins, that's another great choice. Little tiny corks. So however many items you want to put in there, a paper clip. I've got a straight pin, little button. Who doesn't have a button jar or a tin, or does anybody have that? I still have my mom's button tin. I kept the tin. Katie took a lot of the buttons, and she has her own container she's put them in. So I have some kind of more special buttons that I remember from my childhood. And look at all those hearts. And then I have just a jar. I don't know where it went. I just have a big jar that I keep here at the shop for projects. Just a lot of, you know, buttons. So got a button in there. Sequins. That's another fun little thing. So just use your imagination, like walk around your house, or if you have one of those toys laying around, look at what's in there and it might inspire you. We have these little punched out butterflies and little jingle bells. So just put as many things, and you can put more than one if you want. Kind of ups the ease of finding factor if you have little ones. So once you're done with that, I would recommend just buying the cheapest rice you can find. Usually you can buy it in a bulk food section, or sometimes just you know, generic, because you're not eating it, so you don't care about the stickiness factor. And then just a funnel, and I should have grabbed a scoop. I did not grab a scoop. Need a scoop? If you have one handy, something, a little cup or paper cup, that'll work. Or if you got something handy there. I tried to think ahead of everything I was gonna need. So then just scoop and fill it through the funnel. I have kind of a temperamental funnel, so I gotta kind of help it along. But it's way easier than trying to pour it in. If you don't have a funnel, a great little tip is to take a piece of paper and just kind of roll it up and stick it in there and let it fill that space of the hole, and then you can kind of funnel it down through that. Heavier stock is better, but so just kind of, I'm gonna go ahead and get a bunch in here and then shake it down in. I think because this one is because this is a bigger ornament. This was that large one. Oh. It's just flat out ornery now. Jammed up. It's a traffic jam with the rice. That's not helping. I might have to resort to the paper. I don't know why. Why it's not. I got too impatient, I guess. Sorry guys, technical. I don't know, the scissors do not seem to be working. There we go. Pen's helping. That is how we women roll, right? We don't need the proper tools. We use whatever's handy. Who needs a screwdriver when you have a table knife or a nail file? Can I get a witness?
How many people have used their high heels as a hammer?
Yeah, rolling pin, whatever's handy. I think I've even used a heavy-duty book on occasion. Whatever it takes to get the job done, right? Oh my goodness. Okay, this is giving me fits. We're not gonna fight that all night, but I think because this is such a big one, I'm gonna add, if you want, you can make a little list of items to find. If you like, this would be a great little gift for someone. I'm thinking even like, maybe someone like an elderly person in your neighborhood, or somebody who's homebound, or in a assisted living facility. This would be a fun, nice little gift for them. It's kind of a little bit of a puzzler. But you can make, I would recommend making a list of everything you put in there first, like blue pony bead, clothespin. So they have a little list and you can type it all up and, you know, hang it off.
Crash your life for a second, because I would think these would be great to add to family gift baskets.
Ooh.
And you could theme it to, like, say they're like a nerdy, I mean, they have beads for everything. If you go to the right stores,
Dice would probably fit in
Yeah,
these
I
bigger
mean,
ones.
you could theme it to like whatever that family's like really
Oh,
into.
yeah.
If they're into like, you know, the nerdy stuff like Star Wars, you know, or if they're into like going outdoors hiking. Like, I mean, you could theme each ornament to the person you're
I
giving it
love
to.
that. And then it's like they can pass it around and try to find the
Find all
stuff
of
in
them.
there. Donna says, my husband ties Christmas flies and hangs them in clear ornaments.
Yeah.
Great idea for a
pretty.
fisherman or someone. I mean, I'm not a fisher woman, but I can appreciate the beauty of some of those tied flies. It's quite a, it's like a art form. So I'm adding just a few more pretties in there. Really frustrated. Normally I'm bragging all day long about how the old stuff is way better than the new stuff, but I would say in the case of this particular vintage metal funnel, a plastic one would probably be a better choice. Or make your own out of cardstock. This one is just not playing nice with me, but I know if I try to just pour it myself, I'm gonna make a huge mess. So, is anybody else like ready for Christmas? We were just talking today, and I love Thanksgiving, and I'm kind of ready for Christmas music, and I think I've been pulling out things, getting ready for some of these projects we're gonna do together, and of course, you know, having to fill in my needed supplies, and so I've been out in all the, I don't get out to a lot of the retail stores very often because I'm just kind of, my head's buried here. But it's kind of got me ready for Christmas. Is anybody else ready? Kind of getting there. Don't get me wrong, I love Thanksgiving, and I will enjoy every moment of it and every slice of that pumpkin pie. But, and it's fun starting to make these projects to squirrel away to give to people. So I think I found in making these that leaving a little bit of headspace is helpful. So, like I said, with the rice, I feel like the rice makes a way better presentation and kind of more fun. I think the mica snow kind of tends to cling to everything too tightly. So, but here's the thing, this kind of weighs a lot now. It works really great, but if I tried to hang this, the top is pulling off. So, when you know you've got everything in there that you want, this is going to reach where you can see, so I may have to do it over here. Little hot glue, being careful so you don't burn yourself, and which is really tricky to get this on here without burning yourself, let me tell you, before it dries. Okay.
Here's some sausage.
I'm not sure hot glue is the best choice. I would maybe go with a...
Yep, big cheese.
You could see, okay. So it's on there, but it's the epitome of a hot glue mess. So you have to come back and pick that off. But I would definitely, with the rice, the weight, you definitely would want to, you would definitely want to glue that shut. So there's different options. There's contact cement, super glue, hot glue. Pick your poison, but I would definitely glue it. And let that set up. And then, of course, it wouldn't be complete without you guys don't have to worry about it. You're fine.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
And so you can do that. You can also, you know, you could help disguise your glue mess by adding a little twine around it. Or I didn't bring any bigger bells, but it would be kind of fun to maybe hang a little jingle bell. And then of course you could hang the tag. If you did make the list, you could hang the tag. And there you have it. So it's your choice. Like I said, 2 options. And hopefully that you will try this out. And if you do, we would love to see what you create and love to hear about how you're planning on giving them. I love the idea of making it a gift to add to a family basket. So thanks for hanging out with us a little bit today. And if you find this worthwhile, we would love it if you would share it. If you know of someone else that maybe doesn't follow our page that would like to see this, we would love it if you would share it. And meanwhile, it's about time for me to wrap things up here. So I will see you again soon, and have a good evening. Bye.